people, how are you? This is ECS1501. This Economics 1501. As an economic student, you need to know that in real world, you need to make decisions. That's buying decisions. We are faced with this decision on a daily basis. Suppose you have 40 Rand as your income, and with this 40 Rand, you want to buy bread. And each bread is going for 20 Rand. It means you can only buy 2 loaves of bread. These 2 loaves of bread are the only quantity of goods that you can demand. These are the only quantity of goods that you can demand. Therefore, this takes us to the next topic called the law of demand, or the theory of demand. In this topic, we are going to discuss the demand curve, the demand schedule, the law of demand, and the basis under which this law was derived, as well as change in demand. So now let's go straight to what we are expected to do. But I want to give a distinction between demand and wants. With the wants, we are only concerned with the desires that human beings can survive without. They desire such commodities out of greediness, but without such commodities, they can survive. But with the demand, we are looking at one's willingness and ability to buy the product. So with the demand, we are expecting that one should end up having the product because he has the capacity and he desires the product. But with wants, you don't have the resources, but you desire the product. Wants explains the desire for the product, but resources to have the product are not available. But with the demand, you have both the desire and the means, that's the resources. So what is demand? Demand is the willingness and ability of consumers to buy goods and services at a given price and at a particular point in time. So in the definition of demand, you need to observe the aspect of willingness, ability. These are the conditions that must be present for us to conclude that there is demand for a product. By willingness, we mean intention or desire. By ability, we mean purchasing power. Or means to buy the product, that's income. And time frame is important when you are defining demand, and price is also important. That's why we say at a given price and at a particular moment in time. That's how demand is defined. It can be individuals' demand, or households demand, or quite a number of people's demand. Given that, as I have explained, given that a loaf of bread is going for 12 Rand bread, it means the product again should be part of demand. Product also should be part of demand. That's product. Let's suppose product here is bread and price is 20 rand. And income now. Income, that means maybe your income is 40 rand. So with the 40 rand, you can only buy 2 loaves of bread. That's 40 divided by 20. We get 2 loaves of bread. These are the aspects that you need to look at when we are focusing on demand. Now, as an individual, it means you can only buy 2 loaves of bread. That's your individual demand. So we are done with the definition of demand now. Okay. From the definition of demand, let me draw a demand schedule now. What is a demand schedule? A demand schedule is a table showing the relationship between quantity demanded and price of the product. So it's a table, right? So let me draw the table. That's price, quantity demanded. Let's suppose the price is ranging from 20 rand. Let me start with 20 rand, 15 rand, 10 rand, 5 rand. And quantity, let's say here, it's 6, 8, 10, 14. Okay. The kind of relationship that is being represented by this table, which I call demand schedule. It represents the inverse relationship that exists between price and quantity demanded. Check as price is decreasing from 20 to 5. Quantity demanded is increasing from 6 to 14. So a demand schedule is only a table showing the inverse relationship that exists between price and quantity demanded. Now, with this information, we can go to demand curve. What is a demand curve? A demand curve is a curve showing the relationship that exists between price and quantity demanded. And this relationship is inverse or is indirect. So it shows the inverse relationship that exists between price and quantity demanded. How do we draw the demand curve? Let us use this information on the demand schedule to come up with the demand curve. The demand curve is drawn this way. Zero here to represent origin. Then on y-axis we have to put price. We have to put price. On x-axis we have to put quantity demanded. Let's say per week. Quantity demanded, so it's per week here. Now, to draw the curve, now we have to make use of these values. Now, let's suppose the price range is in the scale of 5, 10, 15, 20. And on the horizontal scale, let us use a scale of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay. Where 6 and 20 are intersecting, we have to mark a point. Six is here, so it means we have to draw a dotted line going up. And price is 20, right? So it means we have to draw another dotted line. Where the two are intersecting, we have to mark a point. The next points is 15 and 8. So 8 is here. Then draw a dotted line going up. Fifteen is here. We have to draw another dotted line. I'm trying to put my ruler correctly. Yes. So where the two are intersecting again, mark a point. Another point is 10 and 10. This is a rough sketch, guys. Then put my ruler horizontal, mark the points accordingly. So this is the point. Then 5 and 14. 5 and 14. Fourteen is here. Then I mark this point. Okay. Now by joining these points, I get what is called demand curve. I get what is called demand curve. This is how the demand curve is drawn. This is how the demand curve is drawn. It shows the inverse relationship between price and quantity demanded. Let's check. As price is increasing from 5 to 20, quantity demanded decreased from 14 to 10. And a further increase in price from 10 to 15 caused a further decrease in quantity demanded from 10 to 8. A decrease in price from 15 to 20 caused a further decrease in quantity demanded from 8 to 6. So this is a positive sign, increase. This is a negative sign, decrease. That's inverse relationship. As one variable is increasing, which is price in this case, another variable, which is quantity demanded, is decreasing. This is how demand curve is derived or is drawn. But why the demand curve is downward sloping from left to right? This takes us to the law of demand. The law of demand postulates that as price increases, quantity demanded decreases. And as price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Ceteris paribus. By ceteris paribus, I simply mean that other things being equal. Ceteris paribus. Thus, other things being equal. Other things being equal, or other things being constant, or other things remain unchanged or remain the same. These other things, which I'm explaining here, includes income, consumer taste and preference, complement products in consumption, etc., etc. So now you know the term ceteris paribus. The law of demand states that as price increases, quantity demanded decreases. And as price decreases, quantity demanded increases. Ceteris paribus. Meaning to say it is only price that is changing. And other variables like income, expectations, and so forth should remain the same for us to say the law of demand holds. Okay, this being the case now, we can reason that the law of demand is supported by two conditions or two effects. That's the substitution effect and the income effect. The substitution effect explains of two goods that serve the same purpose. For example, here we have said with 40 rand, one would prefer to buy bread. And if bread is going for 20 rand, it means one can buy 2 loaves of bread. On the other hand, the same consumer can buy maybe rice. What it means is rice and bread can serve the same purpose. They can be consumed at breakfast by the same consumer. So it means if rice is going also for 20 rand, consumer can make a choice between buying bread and rice. So it means she can buy 2 loaves of bread or 2 units of 2 kgs of rice. The two goods are substitute goods. They are substitute goods. They are competing goods. You can either consume rice or consume bread. Now, let's suppose the price of bread increases. Let's suppose the price of bread increases. Then the consumer can substitute rice for bread. What this means is consumer can now stop buying bread and start buying rice only, because bread is now expensive. That's substituting. Like in a soccer match, we know of substitute. By substituting, it means you are removing one object and replacing it with another object. You are removing one player and replacing him with another player. So here we are removing bread for our breakfast and replacing it with rice, because the price of rice remained at 20 rand. Let's suppose bread is now going for 40 rand a loaf of bread. So it means a consumer can only now buy 1 loaf of bread, not 2 loaves of bread. This being the case, a reasonable consumer who desire to maximize utility will shift expenditure from buying bread to buying rice. That's expenditure switching, substituting rice for bread. This is the substitution effect. That's how it works. Another effect which plays a crucial role in deciding what to demand is the income effect. This income effect tells us that as price increases, the purchasing power or the buying power of consumers decreases. Let's suppose the bread which was going for 20 rand is now going for 40 rand, meaning to say price 2, this is price 1. If price 2 is 40 rand and the income is still fixed at 40 rand, it means the purchasing power of consumer has been weakened. With 40 rand, consumer can now buy 40 over 40. That's 1 loaf of bread. And as price decreases, let's suppose from P1 to P2, let's suppose P2 prime is 10 rand. So it means a decrease in price strengthens the purchasing power of consumers. Thus, with income of 40 rand and price of 10, a consumer can buy 4 loaves of bread. So the income effect is the effect on quantity to be demanded. An increase in income reduces quantity to be demanded to 1 unit. And a decrease in price strengthens the income of consumers, resulting in 4 loaves of bread being demanded with 40 rand. So this is income effect and substitution effect. Now let's cross to individual demand curve and market demand curve. Individual demand curve is demand by a single person. Then market demand curve is demand by total consumers in the market. Let's suppose in the market for bread, we have Sam, we have Lisa, we have Ree, we have Victor. And Sam can buy 3 loaves of bread. Lisa can buy 2 loaves of bread. Ree can buy 5 loaves of bread. Obvious, Victor would want to buy more, say 10 loaves of bread. And the price of each loaf of bread in this case is 20 rand. So it means we can come up with individual demand curves. Let me try to draw the individual demand curves, the small individual demand curves. Downward sloping, this one is for same. This one is for Lisa. This one is for Re. The last one is for Victor. And the price is 20 rand. 20. That's price. Price 20. Price 20. 20. Then quantity demanded. We say same demand 3 units. Quantity demanded. Lisa demands 2 units. Re demands 5 units. Then lastly, Victor demands 10 units. So these are individual demand curves. Individual demand curves. Then market demand curve is obtained by adding the horizontal units that can be purchased by each and every consumer. So in this case, market demand is 3 plus 2 units plus 5 units of Re plus 10 units of Victor. What do we get? We get 20 loaves of bread. So it means 20 loaves of bread will be purchased, say, per day. So to draw market demand curve, it's simple. Only have to say 0 here, that's origin. 0 reflects origin. Price, quantity demanded. Then market demand, we say it's 20. Price is 20 rand. D represents demand here. So this downward sloping demand curve is the demand curve. So it's easy. Market demand curve and individual demand curve are drawn this way. Okay. We have looked at market demand curve, individual demand curve. So we are moving. This is another demand schedule on table 3.1. And with this demand schedule, we can draw another demand curve. Let us try to draw another demand curve using this demand curve to concretize our understanding. Then here I will try to do it fast. It's a rough sketch, okay? 0 here. Then prices, it's on this side. Then this side, quantity demanded. Quantity demanded. Bags per month. Prices are increasing from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then quantity demanded is from 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's say 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, okay. No, this scale will not work properly for us. Let us use the scale of the difference of say 2. So let's say 8,000 here. $10,000 here, 12,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, 18,000, 20,000. Okay, so if at a price of 5, quantity demanded is 9,000. 5, then quantity demanded is 9,000. 9,000 is in between 8 and 10. Then at a price of 10,000, at a price of 4, 10,000 is demanded. 4, this is the rough sketch. And at a price of 3, 12,000 is demanded. Price 3, then demand is 12. At a price of 2, 15,000 is demanded. The price of 2, 15,000 is demanded. At a price of 1, 20,000 is demanded. At a price of 1, 20,000. So we mark this point. Then we draw this line connecting these points. This is the demand curve. This is how the demand curve is drawn. This is how the demand curve is drawn.